the mysteries of the painting, Three Bogatyrs. That evening, when clouds gathered over Moscow, as if the heavens had decided to hide some secret from human eyes, I saw it for the first time, not just a painting, but the living breath of ancient Rus captured on canvas. Three Bogatyrs is not merely a work by Vasnetsov's brush. No, it is a mirror into which everyone peers who dares approach it without prejudice and with an open heart. Who are these three, frozen in eternal watch at the edge of the Russian land? Why do their eyes follow us across centuries, as if they know something we have lost? And what does the artist conceal beneath their rich garments, beneath their armor, beneath the very composition arranged with such care that every brushstroke seems like a cipher rather than paint? In this article, we will embark on a journey not only through the history of this famous painting's creation, but also through the labyrinths of folk memory, mythology, and hidden meanings that Vasnetsov wove into his canvas so masterfully that even after more than 100 years, they continue to stir minds and hearts. When Vasnetsov completed his celebrated work in 1898, he probably had no idea he was creating not just an illustration for a Byliny, but something far greater, a symbol of national spirit, an embodiment of the ideals of protection, honor, and brotherhood. The painting was not born in a single day or a single flash of inspiration. Its concept matured over years, like an oak growing in the wilderness, absorbing everything, from ancient tales heard in childhood by the crackling stove to anxious reflections on Russia's fate during an age of change. Vasnetsov was not merely a painter, he was a researcher, a collector, almost a mystic, who believed that echoes of a great truth had been preserved in the people's memory. And in Three Bogatyrs, he tried to bring that truth to life. But why exactly three? Why not 2, 4, or 10? The answer lies deeper than it first appears. The number 3 is sacred in Slavic tradition. 3 worlds, Yav, Nav, and Prav. 3 foundations of existence, earth, water, sky. 3 virtues, strength, wisdom, loyalty. And here they stand before us, Ilya Muromets, Dobrynya Nikitich, and Alyosha Popovich, as embodiments of these 3 pillars upon which not only the Byliny, but all of Rus itself rests. Ilya Muromets is as majestic as the very earth he stands upon. His horse, the mighty Burushka, seems to have grown straight from the black soil. His face is calm and stern, like that of someone who knows the worth of every word and every blow. He embodies strength, not brute, destructive force, but the kind that protects and holds the frontier. Notice how he looks straight ahead, his gaze fixed on the distance from which an enemy might come. He is the guardian. Beside him stands Dobrynya Nikitich. His posture is slightly gentler, but no less resolute. In his eyes there is not only courage, but also intelligence, calculation, nobility. He is the sage among warriors, a diplomat in armor. According to legend, it was he who tames Muromets not only with his sword, but also with his mind. And finally, Alyosha Popovich, young, agile, with a glint of mischief in his eyes. He is not just an archer and a singer, he represents cunning, resourcefulness, the ability to outwit fate itself. His horse is white, like morning mist, and he rides slightly ahead of the others, as if he already hears the alarm. These 3 are not merely heroes, they are 3 qualities without which no people can survive the trials of time. But here's what's astonishing. In none of the Bylines do these 3 ever appear together. This fact surprises even the most seasoned folklore scholars. Ilya Muromets acts alone or with other Bogatyrs, but never alongside both Dobrynya and Alyosha at once. Dobrynya stars in his own tales, and so does Alyosha. Vasnetsov, whether consciously or not, created something new, a synthesis, a collective image of the Russian warrior in whom all virtues are united. He wasn't illustrating a Byliny, he was forging a myth. And this myth became so vivid that today many people are certain, of course they sat together at the fire, feasted together in Kiev, rode out together to defend the borders. Such is the power of art. It doesn't just reflect reality, it creates a new one, brighter and more meaningful. But why did the artist feel the need to do this? The answer may lie in the era in which he lived. The late 19th century was a time of anxiety, doubt, and searching for national identity. Russia stood at a crossroads, forward into modernity, backward into antiquity. Vasnetsov chose the path backward, not to retreat into the past, but to find in it a foundation for the future. It's also fascinating how meticulously the artist worked on details. Every fold in the clothing, every pattern on the armor, even the expression in the eyes, everything was thought through to the smallest element. Vasnetsov studied ancient weapons, old Russian ornaments, folk costumes. He traveled through villages, sketching peasants' faces to find in them the features of true Bogatyrs. It's said that he modeled Ilya Muromets' face after a peasant from Vladimir province, a man of enormous stature and calm temperament. Alyosha Popovich, by contrast, was painted from a lively, cheerful young man from the Moscow region. Dobrynya may even be a self-portrait of the artist in his youth, for Vasnetsov always dreamed of a person in whom strength, intelligence, and kindness were perfectly combined. But the most enigmatic element is the background. Behind the Bogatyr stretches the boundless Russian plain, covered in greenery, with a slender church on the horizon. This is not just a landscape, it's a symbol. The church is not merely a building, it is the spiritual center toward which the Bogatyrs orient themselves, even if their eyes look ahead. They defend not only the land, but also the faith, not only borders, but the soul of the people. Now, consider this. Why is there no enemy in this painting? No Tatars, no Pechenegs, no Smegrinich, not even a shadow of threat. And yet tension is palpable. Why? Because the threat is not outside, it's within. The threat is forgetting. It's the danger that we will cease to remember who we are. Vasnetsov likely felt this especially keenly. He knew times were changing, that railways and factories were replacing forests and fields, that new ideas were erasing old beliefs. And so he created this painting as a reminder. As long as images like these live in our hearts, as long as we remember their valor, honor, and brotherhood, Russia will not perish. The Bogatyrs here are not warriors of the past, they are guardians of the future. Their silent watch is a call to us, living centuries later. Do not forget. There is also another, almost mystical interpretation. Some researchers claim Vasnetsov embedded hidden signs into the painting, understandable only to the initiated. For example, the positioning of the horses. Ilya stands in the center as the foundation. Dobrynya is on the left, representing the past. Alyosha is on the right, symbolizing the future. But consider the direction of the wind. It blows from the east, the direction from which danger often came in Russian history. Yet the Bogatyrs stand with their backs to it, not because they are unafraid, but because they have already faced it and triumphed. Even the colors are deliberate. Ilya's red cloak symbolizes blood and sacrifice. Dobrynya's blue kaftan is the color of sky and truth. Alyosha's green attire represents youth and hope. All of this creates not just an image, but a secular icon, a sacred figure to which one feels drawn to connect with soulfully. But the greatest mystery lies in their gazes. Look closely. Ilya stares straight ahead. Dobrynya glances slightly to the side as if listening, and Alyosha looks directly at the viewer. Why? Perhaps because it's Alyosha who speaks to us directly. He's the herald, the singer, the storyteller. He knows we haven't come here merely to admire, we've come to understand. And he challenges us. Are you worthy to inherit this land? Will you preserve what we protected? This isn't an accusation. It's a question each of us must answer for ourselves. And therein lies Vasnetsov's genius. He doesn't impose an answer, he makes us think. Many believe Three Bogatyrs is a painting about the past, but that's a misconception. It's about the present and the future. There is no nostalgia in it, only a call not to war, not to a return to the Middle Ages, but to preserve what makes us human. Honor, mutual aid, fidelity to one's word. Today, when the world changes faster than ever, when borders blur and values unravel, this call sounds especially clear. We don't need Bogatyrs as warriors, we need them as guides, as reminders that strength without wisdom is blind, wisdom without cunning is helpless, and cunning without strength is dangerous. Only together are they invincible, and only together can we, as a people, be invincible. So the next time you see this painting, whether in a museum, a book, or on a screen, don't look away too quickly. Look into the Bogatyrs' eyes. Listen to their silence. It speaks louder than any shout. And ask yourself the same question Alyosha Popovich poses. Am I worthy? Don't seek the answer in textbooks or online. Seek it within yourself, because true Bogatyrs aren't on canvas, they're inside us. And as long as we remember this, as long as we guard honor, reason, and wit within ourselves, Russia will live. Now go and learn more. Read the Bylinas, study history, look closely into the faces of your ancestors, because knowledge too is armor, and in it, you too can become a Bogatyr.